Imagine a district so safely Republican that consultants use it as a control group, and then watch that district quietly start to slip away. Tennessee's 7th congressional district, a Trump plus 22 seat, is supposed to be the definition of no drama. Instead, it has become a case study in something far more unsettling than a close race: a governing party cannibalizing its own capacity to rule. Most coverage stops at the horse race headline. Emerson poll shows Republican Matt Van Epps only 2 points ahead of Democrat Afton Bay. Interesting, yes, but not the real story. The truly explosive part is why a district like this is wobbling, not just because of Trump or turnout, but because the Republican Party is hollowing out the very infrastructure that used to protect it from shocks. Look at the pattern hidden underneath the numbers. You have a cascade of midterm resignations like Mark Green's. You have threats and rumors of more exits from frustrated Republicans who feel Congress has become performative, not legislative. You have a House majority so thin and so fractured that every retirement is not just a local story, but a structural risk to governing itself. That is not simply partisan weakness, it is institutional burnout. What almost no one talks about is the brain drain effect. When senior members walk away early, they don't just leave a vacant seat. They take with them policy memory, committee expertise, donor networks, and, crucially, experienced staff. The people who know how to actually write defense bills, craft foreign policy, or negotiate base funding for places like Fort Campbell are quietly exiting. In their place, you get more communications operatives than legislators, more brand managers than bill drafters. Now layer Tennessee, 7 on top of that. J.D. Vance flying in, Trump blasting out posts, national money pouring into what should be a sleepy special election. This isn't strength, it's overcompensation. The party is spending premium energy to protect a seat that, a decade ago, would have been considered untouchable. That's not a flex, that's a tell. Another underreported angle: the psychology of safe seat fatigue. When members in deep red districts realize that their real boss isn't the voters back home, but a party leader or an ex-president watching cable news, the incentive structure changes. Why stay and grind through budget fights, committee markups, and toxic internal warfare when you can cash out into the private sector or media and keep your brand intact? Tennessee's special election isn't happening in a vacuum. It's happening in a culture where serious conservatives increasingly see Congress as a dead end, not a mission. And voters can feel that. Even in red America, there is a growing sense that Congress is noisy but useless, theatrical but powerless. When people sense that their representative is just another character in the Trump show or the anti-Trump show, the emotional bond between safe districts and their party label weakens. That doesn't automatically turn Republicans into Democrats, but it does create space for protest votes, low turnout, and shockingly close specials. So the deeper question raised by Tennessee 7 is not simply, will Republicans hold a seat? It is this: how long can a party run on pure identity and grievance while letting its governing muscle atrophy before even its safest districts start to wobble? You can win one more race with Trump's charisma and a last-minute visit to an army base, but you cannot indefinitely outsource governance to outrage and luck. Sooner or later, voters, even in deep red Tennessee, will have to decide: do they want a party that can dominate the news cycle, or a party that can still competently govern in their name? And when that choice becomes impossible to ignore, which do you think they will punish first, the Democrats or the Republicans who held power and slowly dismantled their own ability to use it?